Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine, like invisible fingers brushing your neck? Have you ever heard something rustling in the dark, even though you were alone? What if I told you that some of those tales, the ones whispered around campfires or hidden in the dark corners of the internet, are real? Or at least, real enough to haunt you forever. My name is Alex. I'm just a regular person, or I was, until I decided to do something stupid, something unforgettable. I took a journey across the world to investigate the scariest urban legends known to mankind. I wanted the truth. What I found nearly broke me. What I saw, what I heard, what followed me. Changed me, forever. This isn't just a story. It's a warning, and if you're brave enough, come with me. But don't say I didn't warn you. Once you open the door to the unknown, it might never close again. It started in Tokyo. I'd heard about Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman, from a friend who lived there. A woman with a surgical mask who asks you, "Am I pretty?" If you say yes, she removes the mask and reveals her mouth, slit ear to ear. She'll ask again. If you say no, she kills you. If you say yes again, she slits your mouth to match hers. I didn't believe it. I thought it was a cultural ghost story. But when I asked a local about her, the blood drained from his face. She's real. Don't speak to masked women at night. Don't walk alone. I should have listened. One night, after missing the last train, I had to walk to my hostel. The streets were quiet. Empty. Too quiet for a city like Tokyo. That's when I heard the footsteps behind me. Soft. Measured. I turned. A woman in a red coat and white surgical mask. "Am I pretty?" she asked in a soft, haunting voice. My heart pounded. I wanted to laugh, to scream, to run, but I was frozen. "Yes," I stammered. She tilted her head and slowly pulled down the mask. Her smile was grotesque, lips torn open, blood drying on her chin. "Am I pretty now?" I ran, but she was behind me at every turn, her voice echoing through the streets. I only escaped by ducking into a convenience store and pretending nothing had happened. But that night, I dreamed of her, and when I woke up, I swear, my mirror had a single bloody fingerprint. From Japan, I traveled to Beijing. That's where I heard about the infamous midnight bus 375, also known as the bus to nowhere. The story goes that late at night, a bus picks up passengers, but not all of them are human. Curiosity got the better of me. I waited at the stop near the fragrant hills. Midnight struck. The bus arrived. It looked ordinary, except it was completely empty. I got on. The driver didn't look at me. I sat in the back. After 2 stops, a couple boarded. Pale, so pale. They didn't blink. They didn't breathe. With every mile, the bus got colder. The windows fogged. The lights dimmed. I realized we weren't heading toward the city anymore. Just darkness, endless roads. When I looked out the window, I saw only shadows. No buildings, no lights, no stars. The couple turned to me and smiled. I jumped up, screamed at the driver. He didn't move. Just before I passed out, I pulled the emergency lever. I woke up in a hospital. They found me unconscious by a roadside miles from the city. They said no buses run that route. In Ontario, I sought out the legend of the Wendigo, a spirit born of greed and winter starvation, said to possess those who commit cannibalism, turning them into monstrous skeletal beings that hunger for human flesh. I joined a winter expedition deep into the forest with 2 guides. On the 3rd night, one of them, Aaron, disappeared. We searched. Found nothing, just a trail of blood and his torn jacket. The 2nd guide, Carla, insisted we leave, but the snow trapped us. That night we heard the growling. Something scratching the tent, breathing. I peeked out. Something tall, gaunt, antlered. Its eyes glowed with hunger. It spoke in Aaron's voice. "So cold, so hungry. We barely escaped." Carla didn't make it. When I reached civilization, I looked in the mirror and saw frostbite on my face. Yet it was spring, and some nights I still hear Aaron's voice outside my window. In Mexico City, I investigated La Llorona, the weeping woman, a spirit cursed to wander the earth after drowning her children. Locals avoid canals at night. I joined a ghost tour near Xochimilco. The boats glided slowly through narrow canals, lit by dim lanterns and echoing with eerie stories from our guide. The air was thick with humidity and incense, mixed with something foul, like wet decay. But I stayed behind after the group left. I told the guide I wanted to sit by the water a while longer, to soak in the atmosphere. He looked at me strangely, almost pitying, before leaving me alone on the small dock. Midnight came, then the crying. "Mis hijos!" The sound sliced through the silence like a dagger. A woman sobbing, soft at first, then rising in anguish. The hairs on my neck rose. I turned, heart pounding. She was there, a woman in white, standing on the surface of the water as though it were solid. Her long black hair veiled her face. Her dress, once elegant, now hung in tatters, soaked and heavy with brackish water. I felt something stir inside me, not fear at first, sorrow, a terrible, aching sorrow. Memories surged that weren't mine, flashes of a woman screaming in agony, of two small children reaching for her as water closed over their heads. Then she looked up. Her face was wrong, as though once beautiful but twisted by time and guilt. Her mouth opened in a silent scream, and her eyes, those eyes, were twin voids, sucking all light, all warmth. She screamed. It wasn't sound. It was force. It threw me backwards like a wave. My head struck the stone dock, and darkness rushed in. But before I passed out, I swear I felt her fingers brush my face. Cold, slimy, tender. I dreamed. Horrible dreams. Drowning. Choking. Holding tiny hands under water. I woke up at dawn. Alone. The boat was gone. So was my phone. My bag. Everything. Except I was soaked. My clothes clung to me freezing. And when I touched my cheeks, they were wet. Not with water. With tears. But they weren't mine. Later I found the tour guide again. He looked at me like I was a ghost. Said I'd been missing for 2 nights. I tried to leave Mexico, but at the airport I saw her again. In a reflection. Not mine. Just behind me, eyes black, weeping, watching. In the forests of Meghalaya, I hunted the mandaburung, a yeti-like creature. Villagers spoke in hushed tones. One offered to guide me. We trekked deep into the jungle. Heard hoots. Cracks. Something watching. At night, the guide vanished. I found footprints. Huge. Inhuman. The next morning, I found the guide's camera. The last photo was of a tall, hairy figure, blurry, but unmistakably not human. I left the forest, but I wasn't alone. I kept hearing those same hoots for weeks, even after returning home. This legend haunts everyone, everywhere. The Shadow Man, seen at the corner of your eye, feeding on fear. He found me after I visited all these places. Maybe I brought him back. He watches me at night. Tall, dark, featureless. He whispers things. Dark things. I see him in my dreams. In reflections. I can't escape. I've traveled across the world and faced things no one should. Every legend started as a whisper. I followed those whispers and they screamed back. If you think these are just stories, think again. They live in shadows, in silence, in belief. And now that you've read this, they might just find you too, because legends aren't born. They're made from truth. So tell me, reader, do you believe now?